Have you ever noticed how one bad comment can ruin your entire day? Even if you received 10 good ones before it? You could get 100 compliments, but that one piece of criticism, that single negative remark, plays on repeat in your head. It loops. It echoes. It sticks. Why does the mind do this? Why do negative thoughts seem to have a stronger grip than positive ones? It's almost as if your brain is addicted to pain, even when you don't want it to be. Let's explore why our minds hold on to the negative, and what we can do to finally break free from that loop. Imagine this. You're scrolling through your phone. You post something, a photo, a thought, maybe an idea you're proud of. Notifications start to pop up. Likes, comments, a few heart emojis. Feels good, right? But then you see it. One comment, just one. This is stupid. And suddenly, everything else fades. The warmth of praise is gone, replaced by that single sting. You start to think, why did they say that? What did I do wrong? Should I delete it? Maybe they're right. Hours later, you're still thinking about it. Why? Because your brain isn't built to make you happy. It's built to keep you alive. A few thousand years ago, our ancestors weren't worried about online comments. They were worried about survival, storms, predators, social rejection from the tribe. Negative experiences, pain, fear, loss were signals of danger. They kept us alert, alive. So our brains evolved a bias, a negativity bias, to pay extra attention to anything that might threaten us. If something hurt, your mind remembered. If something scared you, your brain stored it deeply. Because remembering danger meant avoiding it next time. Positive moments felt good, but they weren't as essential to survival as remembering the bad ones. Fast forward to today. We no longer face tigers or freezing nights, but our brains still react as if we do. A harsh comment, a rejection, a bad memory, they trigger the same ancient alarm system. And that's why negativity sticks. But let's dig deeper, because it's not just evolution, it's also how your brain processes emotion. When something negative happens, your amygdala, the brain's emotional alarm, lights up like a firework. It sends a flood of stress hormones, cortisol, adrenaline, through your body. Your heart rate increases. Your attention sharpens. Meanwhile, positive experiences activate the brain's reward system, releasing dopamine and serotonin. But here's the difference. Those chemicals are subtle. They fade quickly. Negativity creates a jolt. Positivity, a whisper. It's like comparing a thunderstorm to a gentle breeze. One demands your attention. The other you barely notice. Here's a small experiment you can try. Think about your week so far. How many good things happened? Maybe a nice meal, a funny moment with a friend, a small success at work. Now think about one bad thing, a mistake, an argument, an awkward moment. Which memory feels stronger right now? Exactly, the negative one, because your brain gives it more weight. Psychologists call this negativity dominance. It means negative emotions outmuscle positive ones. It's why one argument can damage a relationship more than 10 kind gestures can repair. It's why we replay embarrassing moments years later. It's why we lie awake at night, thinking about what went wrong instead of what went right. But here's where it gets interesting. We don't just experience negativity bias, we feed it. We scroll through bad news. We overanalyze mistakes. We replay painful moments. Each time we do, we reinforce those neural pathways. Your brain literally gets better at finding negativity. Imagine your mind as a forest. Every time you think a negative thought, you walk the same path. The grass bends. The trail becomes clearer, easier to find next time. And over time, it becomes the only path you see. Now, here's the paradox. Your brain's negativity bias isn't your enemy. It's trying to protect you. It's scanning for danger, rejection, loss. It believes that by focusing on what went wrong, it can help you avoid it in the future. But in the modern world, that protective instinct has turned into overprotection. Your brain can't tell the difference between a real threat and a perceived one. It reacts to an email from your boss the same way it would to a wild animal. That's why your heart races during an argument. Why a single rejection can feel like physical pain. Because to the brain, it is pain. Neuroscientists found that social rejection activates the same neural regions as physical injury. In other words, heartbreak hurts because your brain can't tell the difference. So what can we do about it? How do we stop negative thoughts from running the show? The first step is awareness. You can't change what you don't notice. The next time a negative thought sticks, pause. Label it. Ah, this is my brain trying to protect me. Just labeling the emotion shifts activity from the amygdala to the prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain. That small shift breaks the loop. It's like saying, "Thank you, brain, but I'm safe." Second, we need to retrain our attention. Because attention is like sunlight, whatever you shine it on grows. If you constantly focus on what's wrong, you strengthen those neural connections. But if you intentionally focus on what's right, even for a few seconds, you begin to rewire your mind. Dr. Rick Hanson, a neuropsychologist, calls this taking in the good. It means when something positive happens, don't rush past it. Stay with it. Let it sink in for 20 seconds. Your brain needs time to register positivity deeply enough to compete with negativity. A simple smile, a moment of peace, a kind word. If you savor it, your brain starts to change. But here's a twist. Sometimes we cling to negative thoughts because they feel safe. Think about it. If you expect the worst, you can't be disappointed, right? Negativity can become a form of emotional armor. It gives us the illusion of control. You might think, if I worry about it enough, I can prevent it from happening. But all that worry doesn't protect you. It just drains your peace. The truth is, holding on to negativity is a defense mechanism that no longer serves us. It's like carrying an umbrella indoors just in case it rains. Let's explore a relatable story. There's a man named Ethan. Every morning, he'd check his phone, see a few messages, and one email that wasn't so friendly. It ruined his mood instantly. His mind replayed that email throughout the day, imagining what others might think, what he should have said, what it meant about him. One day, a friend asked him, "Out of all the emails you got today, why are you only thinking about that one?" Ethan realized he'd been training his mind to focus on the negative, without even knowing it. So he tried something new. Each night, he'd write down 3 things that went right, no matter how small. At first, it felt forced. But over time, his brain started to notice those small moments automatically. The negative ones didn't disappear, but they stopped taking center stage. That's what rewiring looks like. Not erasing the bad, but amplifying the good until the balance shifts. Here's another perspective from philosophy. The Stoics, ancient thinkers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, believed that suffering comes not from events themselves, but from our interpretation of them. They taught that you can't always control what happens, but you can always control how you respond. When you dwell on negativity, you suffer twice, once from the event and once from your reaction. Modern psychology agrees. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is built on this same principle. Thoughts shape emotions, emotions shape behavior. If you can challenge your thoughts, you can change your feelings. Now, here's a counterintuitive twist. Trying to suppress negative thoughts actually makes them stronger. If I say, "Don't think of a pink elephant," what happens? You think of it instantly. The same thing happens when you try to not worry. Your brain doesn't understand "don't." It focuses on the image you're resisting. So instead of fighting negative thoughts, observe them. Like clouds passing in the sky. They come. They go. You don't chase them. You don't cling to them. Mindfulness isn't about forcing positivity. It's about allowing thoughts to pass without letting them define you. Let's take a moment. Think of one negative thought that's been sticking around lately. Maybe it's doubt, regret, fear. Now imagine holding it gently in your mind without judgment. Just notice it. Then ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? That question alone can shift your focus. Because awareness creates distance. And in that distance, you find freedom. Here's another truth most people miss. Positivity isn't the absence of negativity. It's the ability to see beyond it. Life isn't about being happy all the time. It's about understanding your thoughts without becoming trapped in them. You'll still have negative moments. Everyone does. But when you see them for what they are, protective reflexes from an ancient brain, they lose their power. You stop taking them personally. You start living intentionally. And maybe that's the real secret. Your brain evolved to remember pain so you could survive. But now, your challenge is to rise above survival and learn how to live. That means choosing where to focus your mind. It means noticing the beauty that's easy to overlook. The small things, the quiet moments, the gentle wins. Because the more you notice them, the more your brain will, too. So, the next time a negative thought sticks to you like glue, don't fight it. Acknowledge it. Thank it for trying to help. Then choose to focus elsewhere. You can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. And as you do, something changes. You'll start to realize the world isn't as dark as your brain sometimes tells you. You'll begin to see that peace doesn't come from never feeling bad. It comes from not letting the bad take over. That's how you rewire the mind. That's how you stop negativity from sticking longer than it should. So here's a thought to leave you with. Your mind is like a garden. Negative thoughts are weeds, they grow fast by default. Positive thoughts are flowers. They need attention, patience, sunlight. You can't stop weeds from growing, but you can choose to water the flowers. And over time, what you nurture becomes your reality. If you found this eye-opening, subscribe for more calm, insightful tales of the mind. In the next video, we'll explore why the brain loves overthinking and how to stop it before it controls you. Until then, take a deep breath. And remember, your thoughts are just visitors. You decide which ones get to stay.